Ever since The Outer Worlds was announced as an Epic Game Store timed exclusive, a lot of people, including myself, expected Borderlands 3 to be another timed exclusive. I personally came to that belief based on Randy Pitchford's very public support of the PC store when it was first launched late last year. But also there's an interesting thing about The Outer Worlds, and it's particularly the publisher, Take-Two Interactive. This company has been well documented over the years for their insane greed with popular games like Grand Theft Auto Online and NBA 2K. Now with The Outer Worlds, Take-Two controls the business side of that game and gets to make all decisions like PC exclusivity. Of course, the CEO of Obsidian Entertainment, the developer of that game, likely had at the very least a say in that decision, but based on comments coming from former Obsidian lead designer Chris Avallone, I'd say the Obsidian CEO probably was alright with The Outer Worlds being a timed exclusive. Now another person that probably was fine with their game being a timed exclusive is Randy Pitchford, the CEO of Gearbox Software, aka the company developing Borderlands 3, but being published by Take-Two Interactive and 2K Games. A fact that Randy Pitchford emphasized recently when it was leaked early Borderlands 3 would be a timed exclusive. Now in recent days we did finally get a confirmation officially, and as you might expect, the reaction from the PC gaming community has been, well, extremely negative. It was revealed officially on April 3rd that Borderlands 3 would be a timed exclusive for about 6 months, from its September 13th launch date through April 2020. 2K Games president David Ismailer said in a statement, "The PC gaming community has been an important part of the success of the Borderlands series. We are excited to be partnering with Epic, who recognize its worldwide popularity and share in our commitment to bring Borderlands 3 to this rapidly expanding audience. Our mission, in addition to delivering the most engaging and captivating entertainment experiences, is to embrace new distribution platforms that will contribute to our effort to grow the audience for Borderlands 3. Which I wish corporate executives would just be honest and skip the PR speak. This is happening because Epic Games likely gave Take-Two Interactive a lot of money, and additionally there's the profit split. Both The Outer Worlds and Borderlands 3 are being developed using the Unreal Engine, which Epic Games owns. By launching these games on the Epic Store, Take-Two Interactive has ensured they are getting the best deal that benefits them financially, which at the end of the day, that's all what these big companies care about, because it satisfies investors. Now consumers on the other hand, well, we already have discussed the Outer Worlds store exclusivity reaction in a past video, in which many gamers said they would boycott the game until 2020 when it makes its way to Steam. Borderlands 3 has been no different, and honestly this reaction is not at all surprising. Under Randy Pitchford's damage control tweets, which were posted before the official announcement was made, people made sure to voice their anger and displeasure with the decision. But now, following the official announcement, some gamers have taken it a step further by review bombing past Borderlands games on Steam. As you can see in the following screenshots, I believe every single Borderlands game has been review bombed, which is disappointing because these are great games and don't deserve the hate that they are getting, but ultimately many gamers feel this is their way of expressing their feelings on the matter. But on Twitter, somebody actually pointed the review bombing out to Randy Pitchford, and his reaction is, well, very interesting. He stated ironically that this misuse is possible and that Steam has no interest in correcting this misuse. Makes me kind of happy about 2K's decision and makes me want to reconsider Gearbox Publishing's current posture on the platform. Now there is one huge issue with this response, and it's that Randy's attack on Steam and their supposed inaction on review bombing is factually incorrect, and it's kind of concerning how he doesn't know this. I mean, it was just a few weeks ago when Valve posted on their Steam blog announcing, "It's clear to us that players value reviews highly and want us to ensure they're accurate and trustworthy. Developers understand that they're valuable to players, but they want to feel like they're being treated fairly. We've also spent a bunch of time building analysis tools to help us better understand what's happening in the reviews across all titles on Steam. With that feedback and data in hand, we think we're ready to make another change. That change can be described easily. We're going to identify off-topic review bombs and remove them from the review score." And if Randy had waited maybe just a few more hours, he would have seen Valve take action, because as SteamDB pointed out, Borderlands 2 is the first game on Steam to make use of the off-topic reviews marking. Over 4,000 reviews are excluded from the rating calculation. Additionally, it appears all of the other Borderlands games have also received this marking, excluding the mass negative reviews that hit the other day. But I do think it's important to highlight that thousands of Borderlands fans took to the game's subreddit disapproving of the review bombing period. So while certainly many Steam users made their their frustration known. It wasn't everybody doing this. But like with any of the Epic Game Store messes, the feeling on said exclusivity matter is divisive in opinion, with some who don't care, some who do care, and others that are playing on console and have no opinion on this issue, merely serving as spectators. Now Randy has yet to comment as of the recording of this video about Steam actually taking action and doing good for developers with this feature, but somebody did respond to his initial tweet of attacking Steam. They wrote, "This would not have happened if there was not an exclusivity deal. You, 2K, or whoever is responsible brought it upon themselves, and it is their fault for everyone being pissed off." And Randy has been known for not holding back his feelings and opinions. Unlike most executives, he's very vocal and active on social media, which can be a good thing, but not always. Anyway, he slammed back at this user saying, "I wouldn't hit you if you didn't deserve it. It's your fault I'm hitting you." And he said that in quotes. "WTF is wrong with you and this victim blaming BS, kindly F off troll." Now these are not the only responses and tweets Randy's been giving out about Steam and the Borderlands 3 Epic Store exclusivity deal. Here we have another user saying 2K and Gearbox made this decision. "Sorry Randy, I don't believe that Gearbox was as powerless in this as you say, for one reason, money. That's their right, but they are ignoring and insulting their fans." And Randy hit back saying, "Sorry, you can believe what you want, but some people believe the earth is flat and 9/11 was a US government job and that JFK was killed by Castro. Conspiracy beliefs not based on fact but based on your personal bias are not the path to truth and reason." So pretty much Randy called this a conspiracy theory, but the issue is he's been vocal with his support of the Epic Game Store since day one, and Gearbox, his company, has worked with Epic Games already in the past with Fortnite. So it's not like these companies weren't already connected. Now, this is a point I made in my last video. Take-Two Interactive may have been ultimately making the decision, but it's hard to believe Randy Pitchford, the CEO of the company developing the game, wouldn't have a say in that decision to some extent. Surely he could have voiced his displeasure with that decision, but let's be honest. He has a publicly known good relationship with Epic Games and the CEO of that company, and he plain and simple did not take any issue with the timed exclusivity deal. Although that deal was probably made months ago before the PC gaming community really got to see what Epic Games was doing, which was throwing money at developers to go exclusive with a store that still severely lacks in basic features, with a shopping cart for some reason being a long-term planned goal. But Randy Pitchford did try to have fun with the exclusivity deal, saying that he'll release Borderlands 3 on Steam sooner under one condition. He would state on Twitter, "Crazy Earl talking, it's not my call, but if Gaben legit announces Half-Life 3, I will use all the leverage and influence I can to get our game on Valve's store as soon as reasonably possible. No promises, but I would go as bananas for Half-Life 3 as you all are going for Borderlands 3. And as one might expect, the reactions on this tweet were mostly negative, because a lot of gamers do not see this as a topic to joke about. As you can see in this screenshot, Randy wanted to make sure everyone knew he was not joking. But honestly, no matter what way you look at this, Epic Games is really becoming the enemy of the PC gaming community. As I just noted, the lacking features is a problem, but the biggest current issue and fear with the store is the Chinese corporation Tencent's large investment into Epic Games. Many users are concerned if their data could end up in the hands of the Chinese government. If you have been watching any of these Epic Games videos or even the stories or articles, you've probably seen by now the various users calling the Epic Games Store spyware. And that's largely due to this Reddit post, which a user did an analysis and came to the conclusion that it was sketchy at the very least. Importantly though, Epic Games has denied these allegations, and nothing concrete has been proven up to this point. But on numerous occasions now, Epic Games has stated that Tencent does not have any access to data, and the Epic CEO Tim Sweeney has had control of this company since 1991. Just the other day, the Epic Games CEO took to Twitter to once again comment on this lingering criticism and fear. He stated, "I support everyone's right to complain about tech industry stuff. Epic Store with exclusive games and a Spartan feature set is a fine target for ire. But please help separate facts and opinions from the lies about spyware and foreign control. I'm the controlling shareholder in Epic Games and have been since 1991. We have a number of outside investors now. Tencent is the largest. All of Epic's investors are friends and partners. None can dictate decisions to Epic. None have access to Epic customer data. Tencent is a Chinese company founded in 1998. The CEO and the other co-founders played a lot of Unreal Tournament back then and visited Epic in the early 2000s. In 2012, Epic was looking to move to online games, and we invited Tencent in as an investor to help us. I've never regretted it, and the recent anti-China rage doesn't change that even slightly, as it's completely completely unfounded. Epic has only had positive interactions with Tencent at all levels. All of Epic's big decisions are made here in the USA, and as chief executive officer, I'm 100% responsible for them. I'm grateful for everyone who has spoken in support. I also read and respectfully consider all dissenting arguments of fact and principle. Just please keep it real. And for what it's worth, Randy Pitchford did like and retweet Tim Sweeney's thread on this matter. Anyway, at least from my perspective, even with all of these statements, it still won't end the accusations. The PC gaming community does not like Epic Games and how they have quickly grown their PC gaming store through exclusivity. And any little mistake that is made, people will be ready to attack, and unfortunately, even if you don't like or agree with that, this is what happens when a situation like the last-minute Metro Exodus exclusivity deal occurs that simply was an anti-consumer decision, which maybe that's not all on Epic, probably the publisher, but it doesn't matter. But then you have an example like the Phoenix Point mess, a crowd-funded game advertised with the promise of Steam and GOG keys, but again, another late exclusivity deal just made a lot of backers pissed. I mean, that's clear just based off the YouTube announcement video. This will keep happening. At GDC 2019, Epic Games Store head Steve Allison said they didn't want to repeat the Metro Exodus incident, but just recently Tim Sweeney said they reversed that decision, saying on Twitter, "We've had a lot of discussions about this since GDC. Epic is open to continuing to sign funding/exclusivity deals with willing developers and publishers regardless of their previous plans or announcements around Steam." And furthermore, he would elaborate saying, "This prompted further discussions at Epic, leading to the realization that these calls must be up to developers and publishers, and Epic wouldn't tell them no on account of existing statements about Steam." And just recently, Ubisoft announced that Anno 1800, a strategy game already announced for Steam, would be an Epic Store exclusive, but pre-orders of the game are still being allowed on Steam until the release date, when it will be removed or unavailable for purchase on the platform. But yeah, Borderlands 3 is the latest game to be embroiled in the Epic Games Store versus Steam war, and it will continue on until Valve does something. I mean, right now, Valve is relying on consumers to fight for them, and in all honesty, they need to give developers better profit splits or all the big releases will eventually ditch the platform. The next rumored game to be potentially an Epic Store exclusive is Red Dead Redemption 2. So far, there have been some rumors floating around, although I haven't seen any verifiable sources, but it makes sense, especially being that the publisher is Take-Two Interactive, the publisher behind Borderlands 3 and The Outer Worlds, two games that are now timed exclusives on the Epic Games Store. In conclusion, it really is just more of the same with the ongoing battle of Valve versus Epic, and at this point it really is just onto the next exclusivity deal and the extreme negative reaction from the PC gaming community. But what do you make of Randy Pitchford's comments about Steam and the review bombing of past Borderlands games? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below, but thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy this video or found any informative value, and make sure to follow my other social media accounts for updates on new videos. Links are always down in the description below. I'm most active on Twitter giving opinions on news that I don't always get into video form, so make sure to follow me over there. Also check out my Discord for all sorts of discussion on games. And again, thank you for joining. Consider subscribing for more videos like this, and I'll see you later.